The last demo that we're going to look at for this module is creating a submenu, and this one is actually really easy and going to be really short here. I'm going to show you just basically how to do this, and we'll look at the XML because that's a little bit more interesting for the submenu. But basically all that we have to do is create another menu underneath in a menu that we already have, and that will create a submenu. And remember, we can only have that one level depth of hierarchy. So we could actually do this on a context menu, or we could do it on an option menu. In this case, let's go ahead and do it on our option menu. So I'll open up this main menu, and then when we click add at the highest level, we only have item. If we go into our group and click add here, see now we have submenu, and we're creating this underneath an item. So let's do this under the help just to show, so we have something hooked up, because we already have settings hooked up to do something. So under help, we're going to add a new submenu. And then this submenu, we can put some items in. So let's add some items to the submenu. And you can even do groups under here. So let's add 2 items here. And we'll make the first item, we'll just call this index, and the second one we'll call return. So now we have these 2 sub menu items underneath the help menu item, and let's look at the XML for this. So what's happened here is, remember our top level item is menu, and then we've got our group, we've got our first item settings, and that's pretty simple. In our second item, we're allowed to create exactly 1 additional menu item tag, which we've done. So we have another menu in here, and then it's got its items. And we wouldn't be able to go deeper than this, but it's actually pretty easy to do, but it's just worth taking a look at this XML so you understand what's going on. It's a little confusing, I think. When you think that a submenu might go under, it would be a menu under a menu. What it is actually is the menu that's under an item. So let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. Okay, now if we switch to our Android application, and we put this under the options menu. So if I click menu here, then you see we have settings and help. And now if I click help, we're automatically getting this submenu to pop up. It has index and return. And we can click either one of those. And just to show you how we can use that submenu, let's hook up one of those buttons. So if we go back into Eclipse here, and let's give one of these a better name so that it'll be easier to use here. So let's give our index, we'll call this index menu item. Okay, and then we can save that. And then if we go into our main activity, and remember we've done this for the options menu, so we do on options item selected. We can add a new case statement here. Index menu item. Then what I'm going to do for this one is we're going to use something called a toast here to just show a little message on the screen. This is kind of useful for debugging or for just updating the user with a message. So we can do toast dot make text, and the context will be this activity, and then the text will say index was clicked, and then we'll make the duration be 5. And then we need to do a show on this. Okay, so let's run this, and what we're expecting now is that when we go into this submenu under help and we click this index menu item, it should say index was clicked. So let's go ahead and check our application. And we'll go ahead and bring up the menu. I'm going to click help here, which brings up our submenu. And then we've hooked up our submenu item, just like we did with any menu item. And we click index, and index was clicked. So that's really all there is to menus in Android, and that's it for submenus. Submenus are useful when you want to make some kind of hierarchy and you have an option, but then you need options underneath, and you treat them just the same as any other menu item. And as long as you remember that you can only have one level of hierarchy, you should be good.